What's up guys, KalipezTech here, coming back at you with another video. Today, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons why you should buy the Samsung Galaxy A72 in 2021. Let's get started. So the first reason you should buy the Samsung Galaxy A72 in 2021 is the display. This phone has a seriously amazing display that's good in pretty much every way. It has a 6.7 inch 90Hz Super AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080p, a PPI of 394, an aspect ratio of 20:9, and a screen-to-body ratio of 84.4%. So pretty much every aspect of this phone's display is a strong point. With a Super AMOLED display, you're gonna get a lot brighter and more powerful colors than you would with a display like an LCD or a TFT display or something like that. And plus, this is a 90Hz display and not the 60Hz display that's in most phones out there. And the way this is gonna make a big difference is in the movement on the screen. So whether you're streaming a video, playing a game, or just the animations on the screen itself, it's gonna be a lot faster and smoother and generally just easier on the eyes. So this is especially good for all kinds of content consumption, whether you're watching a movie or playing a video game. If you're gonna be looking at your phone for a longer period of time, you're more likely to get a headache or hurt your eyes doing that with a 60Hz display as opposed to the 90Hz display. With the higher refresh rate, it's gonna be smoother and you're most likely gonna be able to enjoy the experience a little bit more without worrying about straining your eyes too much. The 1080p resolution is really good for viewing photos and that sort of thing. Anything where you have to see the little details, whether you're editing photos or videos, or even just enjoying a movie or something, you're definitely not gonna go wrong with the 1080p display. Especially this one, because as you can see here, it does look really good. And if all that wasn't enough, in general, with a 6.7 inch display, it is bigger than your average phone to begin with, so you're gonna be able to see details better. Consuming content and viewing photos and that sort of thing is gonna be easy too. Even if you're just reading something on the screen, having a larger display is gonna make this a lot more comfortable. But at the same time, even though this display is large enough to provide a good benefit, it's also not so big that it gets uncomfortable to carry around. The next reason why you should buy the Samsung Galaxy A72 in 2021 is the storage. This phone has 128 gigabytes of internal storage with micro SD card expansion, and that really is a lot. The average user is most likely not gonna run out of space on this phone anytime soon. 128 gigabytes is probably gonna keep you happy for a long time. With apps getting larger and the system too, it's really important that you have enough storage to do everything that you wanna do on your phone, whether it's storing photos and videos, having a lot of apps, or keeping music on your phone. Everything does need space, and I think it's better to have more space than you need than not enough. And with 128 gigabytes, it's most likely gonna be enough. Now there are gonna be those of you who do things like shooting videos, especially 4K videos, which this phone is perfectly capable of doing. And those do take up a lot of space. And if you're doing this on a more professional level, then you're probably gonna have a lot of them. And that's really when you're more likely to get close to running out of space on this phone. But in that situation, the bright side of that, another strength of this phone is that it has micro SD card expansion. So you can actually use a micro SD card to store a lot of your photos and videos, so you have even more storage to work with. So overall, you're not gonna get much bigger than this as far as storage goes. And I think this is one of the areas that this phone provides a lot of value. The next reason to buy the Samsung Galaxy A72 in 2021 is the camera. Up front, we have a 32 megapixel front-facing camera with the hole punch design that in itself looks really nice. On the back here, we got a 64 megapixel rear camera, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 5 megapixel macro camera. This phone actually does have a telephoto lens, even though that's one of the features that's usually only used in flagship phones. This is probably one of my favorite camera features of all time. The telephoto lens is good for a variety of different things, whether you're trying to take a close-up picture and want to use it instead of a macro camera, or if you're trying to take a longer distance picture and don't want to lose the quality, then of course the telephoto lens is going to be perfect for that. And this phone even does have a macro camera and an ultra wide camera as well. So there's really no camera feature that this phone doesn't have. In addition to that, take a look at this picture taken with the rear camera of the phone. Such great quality, really impressive. You can definitely use the camera on this phone to take photos for professional purposes, and it'll work out just fine. If you want to shoot lots of videos, this phone is able to shoot in 4K in both the front and the rear cameras. And all around, this is gonna be a real solid option. So whether you're just taking pictures for fun, casual purposes like social media, or professional purposes, the Samsung Galaxy A72 has a really well-rounded camera that's gonna be able to take care of whatever photography or videography needs you have. The next reason to buy the Samsung Galaxy A72 in 2021 is the battery. This phone has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery that supports 25 watt fast charging. So not only does it have pretty much the biggest battery you can get in a smartphone today, but it also supports fast charging. So if you're in a hurry and your phone is dying, you can plug it in with a fast charger and have it charged up in even less time. And having a bigger battery has more than one benefit. Of course, you're gonna get more life per charge than any other phone, that's a given. But also, every battery, even the best ones, do degrade over time. And as time goes on, this phone's battery, since it's so large, is gonna degrade slower. So if you prefer to have a phone and keep it for a long time, this is gonna be a real good feature for you, because this phone is gonna last a lot longer than other phones out there that have smaller batteries. For comparison, the iPhone 12 has a 2,815 milliamp hour battery, so the Samsung Galaxy A72 has about double the battery size of the iPhone 12. No matter how you look at it, the battery of the Samsung Galaxy A72 is definitely a huge strong point for this phone. Now, my final reason that you should buy the Samsung Galaxy A72 in 2021 is all the extra features it has. This phone has NFC, so you can use Google and Samsung Pay. No problem. And it also has dust and water resistance up to a meter for 30 minutes. And that's gonna give it a lot more durability than other phones in its class that most likely don't have dust and water resistance. In fact, the only other phone around this type of level I know of that has this level of dust and water resistance is the Samsung Galaxy A52, which is in really the same bracket as this one. This is definitely a new, less common thing that I've seen with these phones. Dust and water resistance is typically something that's reserved for higher end phones, so having it on a mid-level phone is definitely noteworthy. But those were my top 5 reasons to buy the Samsung Galaxy A72 in 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you found this information helpful too. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.